Hey Shannon, it's spring break. I'm trying to stay off the internet as much because if you see my video on my recent channel, all I've been doing is going on social media and I'm trying to just like figure stuff out. So I was looking for something to do, and as you know, I have a billion books that I've bought and never read. So I decided, oh yeah, maybe I'll read today. I haven't read for my own pleasure in a long time. So I was like, oh, what pleasant book should I read on this beautiful spring day? Look how beautiful it is in sunny California. And I decided I'm gonna read a book on murder. I haven't even started this book yet. I just finished reading the introduction. But I think this video is going to be me happy that I understand the world a bit better now. Because this introduction, I don't know, it got to me a little bit, it made me a little bit upset. And not because it's about murder, surprisingly. First off, I'd like to preface this by saying that this book was written in 2007, so it's a bit older, almost 10 years old. So I'll forgive that a little bit. But looking at it objectively now, it's just like subtle things that got to me that made me, one, proud that I understand that some things are not okay to say even if it's in a subtle way, and two, I don't think there's a two. I think that was it. Okay. So I just wanted to read a passage or two from this introduction. Something that upset me a bit. Just a couple things that I want to point out. I think he was kind of just justifying why he put certain murders in and left certain ones out. And I'm just going to read this passage directly about one of the murders that he decided to keep in. During the 1980s, when I was a theatrical producer, I had the pleasure of working with the actor Michael Booth, who was a founder member of the Save London's Theatres campaign and a keen and active supporter in the Actors Union Equity. He was a gentle soul, a talented actor and singer with a gregarious personality. In his private life, he was gay, but outwardly there was no obvious signs that this handsome, well-dressed matinee idol was anything other than straight. Okay. I hope, just like from reading that sentence, you can understand why I'm a bit upset, but I'm upset because, as I think most people understand nowadays, your dress and actions and how handsome or ugly you are has nothing to do with your sexuality. I just love that he said there were no obvious signs. Like, what a wild sentence. What a wild sentence that is. There were no obvious signs that this handsome, well-dressed matinee idol was anything other than straight. God, I don't even have the words to describe how upset that made me, and I think I could just leave it at that. I feel like you'll understand. But then the other thing that was kind of like, whoa, sir, Mr. Howes, whoa, settle down. I don't know if this is just a cultural difference, because this is a British book. He writes about murders in London specifically, and he's talking about how murderers should be punished, and it just kind of... It upset me a bit. Okay, I'm just gonna read this paragraph. In the United States of America, the retention of capital punishment for murder and certain other crimes is not without controversy. Hangings are rare. The electric chair has resulted in some distressingly inhumane executions. The preferred use of lethal injection in some states is, in my view, even worse, as for decades in Britain, that has been the method of putting down unwanted or terminally ill dogs and cats. Side note, same thing in America. Pretty sure we euthanize animals when they are sick. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I fail to be convinced that in any instance lethal injection could be regarded as either a humane or justified form of execution for any member of the human race, as some recent executions have been demonstrated. Okay, I'm gonna pause there. There's more that made me more upset, but just one, like I said, that happens in the United States too. We do that for animals, and I honestly think it's horrible that it has to come to that point at some point to have to put an animal down, and that's the most humane way, at least as far as I know. I haven't looked into this, and maybe I should before I post this, but as far as I'm aware, that's the most humane way to put down an animal with the least amount of pain, especially if they're sick. Like, it's not because you want to kill the animal, it's because you're trying to put it out of its misery. It would be even more painful for it to stay alive, at least in terms of when it's sick. I think when it's unwanted, I just think that's horrible that people, like, they put down animals in the pound just because they haven't been adopted yet or something. I think that's beyond horrible, but that's for another video. I don't know how I feel about it being used for humans, but I think that's a bit hypocritical of him to say that, oh, it's okay for other animals, but it's not okay for humans. I don't know. Maybe this is my English literature class talking, but that's a bit anti-William Blake of him to say. He talks about how beheading is wrong because you can see, hear, and feel for 6 or 7 seconds after decapitation, which if you didn't know, there's a fun little fact for you. And then he says, no matter what a man or woman has done, 2 wrongs do not make a right, and execution ought to be painless. The knowledge that death is imminent is surely sufficient punishment. This is it right here. The gas chamber is probably the most humane method, providing a painless gas is used. It would certainly be the most spectator-friendly method of execution for those chosen to witness such an event. Maybe it's just because I think about the Holocaust every time I hear the word gas chamber, but oh, the sentence made me so uncomfortable. He wants to gas a human to kill them. It's because I think of the Holocaust. It's because I think of the Holocaust. And I know he said a painless gas. Like, he made sure to say that. But just the fact that you mentioned that a human should be gassed. And I know we're talking about murderers. I know you're talking about the best way to deal with murders, which is a difficult topic, and to be quite honest, I don't even know how I feel about having to, you know, killing murderers. I don't know how I feel about that personally, but that's just a wild sentence. The most spectator-friendly method of execution, he said. Spectator-friendly! Oh, I haven't even started a book on murders, and I'm already uncomfortable just from the introduction. I just needed to share that. I just needed to share. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about it. And now I'm gonna continue and read this book on murderers, and if I find anything else interesting, I'll be sure to let you know.